At the peak of his career, George Patton suddenly passed away after a traffic accident that, to this day, remains shrouded in unanswered mysteries. His sudden departure not only left the U.S. military in mourning, but also raised many questions, as numerous suspicions surrounded his death. Patton was a courageous general with many brilliant achievements in World War II. He was born on November 11, 1885, in Reviñede, Southern California, USA, into a family with a strong military tradition. This tradition had a profound influence on Patton's career and his passion for the military. Patton's grandfather was a conservative and extremely stubborn man. He fiercely opposed the abolitionist movement. He once organized a volunteer army to join the Confederate forces, fighting against the Union and the movement to abolish slavery. He had served as an infantry company commander, a cavalry regiment commander, and a colonel. Patton attended various military schools, including the Virginia Military Institute, West Point, the Dunlaptown Cavalry Academy, and the Armored Troops Academy. After the outbreak of World War I, he went to Europe to fight. There, Patton demonstrated exceptional talent in tank battles. The principle he proposed later became widely adopted in urban warfare for armored forces. Armored units must always be accompanied by infantry. During and before combat, the infantry advanced behind the tanks, both protected from enemy fire by regular infantry weapons and safeguarding the tanks from anti-tank guns. For this reason, when Patton applied the tactic of isolating and annihilating the German, Austro-Hungarian infantry, the enemy's tank forces upon entering urban areas became easy targets for destruction. Patton's father, although not a professional soldier, had also been trained at the Virginia Military Institute. Later, he left the military and became a lawyer. Patton's maternal grandfather was a wealthy local figure who had once served as the first mayor of Los Angeles. He was a man of power and influence. As a child, Patton's favorite pastime was playing military games. He often wielded a wooden sword made by his father, shouting battle cries and staging mock charges. His father taught him to ride horses, shoot guns, and build fortifications. These childhood games had a profound impact on Patton's later emotions and mindset. From a young age, Patton loved reading military books and was determined to become a soldier in the future. After graduating from high school, he enrolled at the Virginia Military Institute. Thanks to his hard work and excellent academic achievements, he was recommended to attend West Point Military Academy. At this school, Patton gradually became well known. By the end of his second year, he was promoted to sergeant in charge of a company of first-year cadets. Patton demonstrated both a strong sense of responsibility and leadership skills while managing the company. He imposed strict requirements on the new cadets, maintained military discipline firmly, and never allowed any laxity. As a result, the training achievements of the company under Patton's command ranked first in the entire school. In his fourth year, he was promoted to officer, a distinction awarded only to outstanding and exceptionally excellent cadets. He was deeply passionate about training and set multiple athletic records. At the same time, he greatly valued tradition and the ambition for fame and success, qualities that had been nurtured in him from an early age. In November 1942, the British-American Allied forces landed in North Africa, and Patton was appointed Commander-in-Chief of the Western Commando Forces and Governor of Tunisia. After that, he took command of the 11th Corps, facing the German army. Upon assuming his new position, Patton ordered the restoration of discipline, requiring soldiers to wear steel helmets and puttees, even for nurses. Within a week, under Patton's leadership, everyone's awareness changed. No one remained as relaxed and lazy as before. On the North African battlefield, the British-American Allied forces eliminated about 250,000 German troops. From then on, Patton became a general who struck terror into the enemy. At a time when his military career was reaching its peak, George Patton encountered a mysterious accident that led to his death. The suspicious death of one of the most brilliant generals of World War II shocked the public. Many believe that the accident and George Patton's death were not accidental, but in fact an assassination. Why would such an experienced veteran who had been through war die in a traffic accident just 4 months after being promoted to general? So, what really happened in the accident? Early in the morning, on December 9, 1945, General Patton was in Mannheim and had arranged to go hunting with General Guy. His driver, Woodron, drove a luxurious Cadillac to take them hunting. It is said that when Patton's car reached a railroad crossing, it stopped to wait for the track to clear. Their car was parked just 600 meters from the tracks, with 2 trucks stopped ahead. As Patton's car slowly moved forward, a truck from the side of the road came over, slowly approaching Patton's car, while the second truck moved in the opposite direction. Patton's driver hurriedly slammed on the brakes, but it was too late to stop. The Cadillac crashed straight onto the right side of the truck, bouncing back 3 meters. By inertia, General Patton was thrown forward, his head striking hard against the partition. Behind the driver's seat, his spine was completely broken, and the skin above his eyelid was pierced by the windshield, leaving a 7.5 cm-long wound. An hour later, Patton was taken to Heidelberg Hospital. At that time, he was still conscious, but his limbs could no longer move, and he had no sensation below the neck. The doctors said that George Patton's spine had been severely dislocated, and his skull was also seriously injured. With careful treatment, his condition began to show signs of improvement. One of Patton's arms regained strength, and one leg regained feeling. The doctors believed that General Patton had passed the critical stage, but by the afternoon of December 20, 1945, his condition suddenly worsened. At 5:55 a.m. on December 21, 1945, Patton suffered a heart attack, an arterial blockage, and passed away. After Patton's death, many people doubted the true cause of the accident that led to his sudden passing. Why, when there were 3 people in the car, was only Patton seriously injured, while the other 2 were completely unharmed? After the accident, the driver disappeared, leaving people puzzled. Later, the police came to investigate the scene, but conducted only a superficial inspection, not even filing an official report on the case. Later, when the accident was reinvestigated, people found only Patton's military service record, while the other documents had disappeared. The service record contained complete information about Patton's time in the military, but the accident report was missing. These details raised a suspicion that General Patton did not die from an accident, but may have been murdered beforehand. The accident may have been staged after Patton's death. So who was behind orchestrating this serious incident? Why was Patton targeted for assassination? Some believe that Patton's death was related to the Augeter gold case. The Augeter gold refers to the stash of gold hidden by the Nazis after World War II. According to some sources, this gold was discovered by several high-ranking officers who did not turn it over but secretly divided it among themselves. After the incident came to light, the U.S. government ordered Patton to investigate the case. General Patton took this embezzlement case very seriously. He conducted a thorough investigation. But just as the case was about to be uncovered, Patton suddenly suffered a traffic accident. It is possible that the embezzlers, fearing exposure, secretly killed Patton and staged the accident. Some say that Patton's death was orchestrated by his own superiors. A source revealed to the New York Times that after World War II ended, Patton had pro-German sentiments. He openly criticized the Allies' denazification policy. Patton even told reporters comparing the struggle between fascists and anti-fascists to the struggle between the Democratic and Republican parties in the United States. It is said that he also considered rallying several SS units that had not been destroyed, with plans to launch a war against the Soviet Union. Some American historians have even hypothesized that the person who plotted Patton's assassination was his superior, General Eisenhower. Rumors of discord between Patton and Eisenhower had circulated for a long time. Several of Patton's actions after World War II went against Eisenhower's policies. Eisenhower was extremely angered. In order to remove this thorn in his side, it is possible that he had Patton eliminated. To this day, Patton is still regarded as one of the most outstanding generals in the U.S. military. His many achievements and battlefield experiences have been studied, examined, and incorporated into lectures at military academies around the world. Especially his tactics on tank warfare and the deployment of armored forces in urban combat.